In the beginning there is sound, at the end there is sound. Sound is first heard in the ocean of the maternal womb. Sound is last heard in death. Sound in music is everywhere. It surrounds us, affecting our behavior and way of life, influencing our daily decisions. Sound is always present. Even when we think it is silent, we start hearing our own bodies. Our ears continuously receive information. While we sleep, our subconscious minds respond to sound waves and to subliminal messages and advertising.
Everyone is musical. A child responds to sound even while still in the womb. Sound waves have a continual and extraordinary impact on human beings. It is impossible to ignore them.
We are immersed in persistent, repetitive sound. Sound touches every aspect of our lives. It follows us all over the place, all the time. We are continually, consciously or subconsciously influenced by sound waves. Sound accompanies every kind of communication. Sound is an environmental issue, seemingly a taboo issue which is seldom mentioned. Music is able to provide intense pleasure. Music is transcendence. It can make us believe that we are in touch with the absolute. Music suddenly springs up where the emergency is, where the need for it is. Music creates unison. It is release. Gospel music is release.
Sound and music conducts us through virtually every aspect of our lives. Ultrasonic energy and vibration is currently used in surgery. All sounds, also seemingly random sounds, are messages. They tell us about the environment we're in or about what is happening in the distance. Calls created specifically for long-distance communication are always loud and distinct. A call must stand out from other sounds. It must attract attention.
Sound is impact. Sound tells us something. Sound tells us about our immediate surroundings. It tells us about what's happening in the distance. It tells us about our origins. Every creature has a distinctive, unique sound that stands out from other sounds. Like animal calls in nature, radio waves seek out specific sonic zones where they can be heard clearly. Secret services send messages on selected frequencies in code to their agents. Other secret services try to jam these messages. Sound can be used to cover up other sound and to blot it out and the information it contains.
Examples of electronic jamming.
Music, which is a compilation of sounds, is not only used for entertainment. A lot of it is mixed and created to achieve an entirely different purpose. Environments and their sounds can be planned. Ambience music exists, which has been designed to accompany all sorts of activities.
Music keeps changing, molded by developing technologies and cultures. Increasingly, it is the result of people's rapport with an urban environment that depends on technology. We are being submerged by persistent, repetitive sound pollution. Living beings all have one thing in common. Blood rotates inside their bodies. Atoms rotate. Life itself perpetrates itself in rotation. Constant repetition induces states of rapture. Harmony is the principal ingredient for making music, and it allows men and women to find harmony within themselves. The Greeks knew why music was capable of moving a listener so powerfully. It was because it had immediate access to the soul.
Some music is made expressly for relaxation. Certain patterns of sound are therapeutic. They relieve pain and tension. They can release wonderful emotions. For centuries in Europe, certain music forms were forbidden, except for military reasons and for special punishments where a drum roll might be required. All types of percussion were banned, for instance. Blues and rock and roll were considered to be the devil's music until quite recently.
What would the potato crisp be without the crunch that joins your mouth to your ears? People can be controlled through the supply and denial of music and sound. One of the first consequences of colonial conquest or mass religious conversion is the suppression of traditional music. If dance is taken away, if people are stopped moving to rhythms, their essence is taken away, their soul. The music culture of a people is an expression of existential conditions. Music was an essential part of the communal activity of the whole community. Song, dance and music not only accompanied ceremony and ritual, but all goings-on in tribal society. Ritual and ceremony rediscover and explore events that give us essential realizations about ourselves, our place in the world, amongst the planets and the stars.
Musical formulas, musical patterns, like myths, are eternal. They go back to the start of time, and they always, invariably, seem to provoke the same desired human response.
Music is totally obtrusive. Music accomplishes many purposes. It responds to a number of needs. Above all, it makes us buy. Before the discovery that outer space was filled with sound, people thought it was silent. Space recording of planet Earth. With the perfection of microphones, new sound realities were opened up. It was suddenly possible to tune into micro-worlds.
While entire worlds of sound vanished due to globalization, thanks to progress in audio engineering, completely new worlds of sound, previously considered to be silent, are emerging. Plants, fish, micro-worlds, microscopic worlds, the cosmos. Ultrasonic stethoscopes, for example, register sounds higher than the human ear can detect. Australian performance artist Stellark sees his body as a soundscape, and he actually swallows microphones in order to hear the sound of his own organism.
The body is seen here as a sculptural medium. The body is a sculpture inserted in a space amongst other sculptural elements. So often the works were site-specific. The body is not seen as a personality or a gender. The body is seen as an evolutionary architecture.
Sound tells us about ourselves, about our reality. In many ways, it defines who we are. Persons who care, persons who listen, can participate in the future. Do we really understand what we hear? Which are the sounds you want to save? Which are the sounds you want to eliminate? Sound is the final environmental frontier.